All right, let's watch the Waffle House one. Chat, have you guys ever been to a Waffle House? I have never been to a Waffle House before. I have no idea what this is going to be about. All right, we are watching Waffle House, the Roman Colosseum of the South.
To be honest with you, I actually debated on which channel I was going to upload this video on, because on one hand, we're going over
Like
a
2
business
times?
and the business model that it has, but on the other hand, this restaurant is basically the Roman Colosseum of the South.
Is it
and
good?
I'm pretty sure if you eat there enough, you actually get a deployment patch from the US military. Regardless, I wore my schnazziest tank top for the occasion. Today we're talking about Waffle House. Okay, just to be completely clear with everybody, I was pretty sure I was not going to get caught off guard because Waffle House is already absolutely crazy. I started looking into it and then found out that Waffle House is somehow connected to the Manhattan Project from World War II. So they managed to actually surprise me, and we're going to get to it right after a word from our sponsor.
Pretty good?
Yeah, babe, what's up?
Hey, I need a boombox.
Okay, I can go get you one.
Perfect.
All right, I'll go get it now. Love you.
Love you.
All right, bye.
1 hour later.
Where's that boombox that I asked for?
Oh, it's right here. I got it
This
for
is
you.
an ad.
What is this?
The boombox.
No, I wanted something to play music with.
Oh, that kind of boombox. Yeah, I got this instead.
Okay, we'll go to the store and get me a boombox so I can listen to music.
Can I keep this one still?
I don't care.
This video is brought to you by Delete Me. Okay, super simple.
I knew
business
there was
model.
gonna be
You
an
give
ad.
them money, they turn around and they make sure that online data brokers are not selling your personal information online. Okay, here's the deal. Pretty much anytime you use a free service on the internet and you click that little box that says I agree to the terms and conditions, you've basically just agreed to allow them to harvest
The only
as
thing
much
I
of
know
your
about
personal
Waffle House
information as humanly possible.
that we have
They
a
then
channel
turn
and
around
another
sell that
Discord
to online data brokers, and that's how they can afford to offer you
called
a
the Back of the
free
Waffle
service.
House,
But
which
when
is
you
purely
have
for
Delete Me,
fighting
they
game
go
discussions
they
and
monitor
playing.
all of these online data brokers for
Who's
your
still using a
personal
boombox
information,
for
and then
listening to
what they
music?
find
You're
is
asking the
submit
real
all
questions,
opt-out
Sloth.
forms on your behalf, so they have to take down and stop selling that information. So when you buy Delete Me, you're not actually buying
Oh my God, this
anything.
food
You're
slaps.
just buying your way out of all the negative consequences of all the free shit that you've already gotten. And because they continue to monitor those data brokers, you're buying yourself out of all the future negative consequences of all the free shit that you haven't even gotten yet. So if you want to give Delete Me a try, there's going to be a link and a discount code down below. Let's get back to the video. All right, Waffle House. Our story begins with a gentleman by the name of Tom Faulkner. This man graduated from law school at 23 years old, passed the bar, and immediately gets drafted in 1940 in the days leading up to World War II. Because he graduated from college, he's presented with two different options. He can A, go straight into officer training, and that's a 3-year commitment, or he can just be a normal draftee and go in as an enlisted soldier, and that is a 1-year commitment. Now you gotta remember, at this point in time, like
Only
1940,
1 year?
while World War II is currently going on, America's not involved yet. The attack on Pearl Harbor has not happened, and prior to the attack on Pearl Harbor, the American people did not want to go to war. Because of that, Tom Faulkner figures, hey, we're not actually going off to war. I don't want to waste 3 years of my time just being in the military, not actually, fighting a war or whatever. So he chooses to be a draftee. Goes into the military as an enlisted soldier, E1 private. From there, goes off to basic training. As soon as he gets through basic training, the attack on Pearl Harbor
you
ends
enjoy
up
your embarrassment
happening.
of a burrito
America
that you
enters
used
the
to
war.
dip.
He immediately opts to go into OCS training and commits for 3 years. After he completes the officer training course, he actually gets slotted to be a counterintelligence officer, where he does, and I quote, a lot of top secret stuff.
You see, my identity must
Yeah,
remain
only a year.
mysterious and my mission secret. I cannot
Only a
reveal
year.
it to you.
You can actually tell in the interviews
Compared to
that
the
he gave
options,
later
it's
on in
pretty
his
good,
life,
right,
like
Sloth?
in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, that he's still not sure what he is and what he isn't allowed to talk about. But he did end up telling us that basically it was his job to try to sneak onto military bases, not as military personnel. So he
I already
would
ate half
basically
my
disguise
burritos.
himself as like a painter or a carpenter or whatever, and try to infiltrate a U.S. military base to expose weaknesses within the system to help counteract enemy spies. So he does that for a couple of years, and then one day he ends up getting orders like, hey, you're going to Knoxville, Tennessee. And he's like, okay, for what? And they're like, don't fucking worry about it, just show up. So he shows up in
Depending on the
Tennessee,
front
and
you
he's
were on,
given his
that 1
orders,
year
and
could have
those
been the
orders,
longest
I'm
year of your
paraphrasing
entire
here,
life.
but they're essentially, hey,
Fair
here's your
point.
partner, you two are
Fair
gonna hop
point.
in that truck, and you were gonna drive it from Knoxville, Tennessee to Los Alamos, New Mexico.
Took me
You guys
longer
are
to
gonna
finish my
dress in
chicken
plain
nuggets than you
clothes.
eating
You're
your
not gonna
burritos.
look at
They're
what's
small
inside the truck. You're
burritos.
not gonna talk about what's inside the truck. You're gonna take this map and take that exact route. This route avoids every major city and every major highway. You were gonna drive straight there, 53 hours straight, taking turns sleeping in the passenger seat and not stopping for any reason whatsoever. And he does this for the next year and a half, pretty much non-stop, and then like 20, 30 years after the fact, he finds out that he was actually hauling the majority of the enriched uranium for all of the nuclear testing and the building of nuclear weapons. Which, as we all know, brings about the end of World War II, at which point he gets out of the military,
burrito
moves back
comfortably
home to
sits in your
Atlanta,
mouth.
Georgia,
It's
starts
too
helping
small.
his dad out with his real estate agency. Now he does that for
True.
about 10 years, and
They're
during
too
this
tiny.
time, he ends up selling the house right next door to his to another guy by the name of Joe Rogers, and they pretty much become best friends. Joe Rogers was also an Army veteran. He was actually a pilot that flew B-24s in World War II. When Joe got back home after the war, he did not want to go off to college.
Told you guys,
so
it was
he
like a
actually
4-inch
just took the
burrito.
first job that he was offered,
4
being
inches
a
is too
short
small.
order cook at a now defunct restaurant chain known as Toddle House. He worked his way up, becoming a restaurant manager, then eventually becoming a regional manager. And then one day, his neighbor and best friend, Tom Fortner,
4-inch
real
burrito.
estate agent, always looking for the next investment, comes to him and is like, hey, I'm thinking about opening up my own restaurant. I can get the real estate deal going on that side. I just wanted to know, like, if I opened up and bought a franchise of Toddle House,
Oh, yeah,
would
let
you
me,
be willing to run it for me? Now, at this point, it's like 1954, 1955. Joe Rogers has a ton of experience inside
Just
the restaurant industry. And he
chatting.
basically tells his best friend, like, hey, don't open a Toddle House. You should start your own thing. Toddle House's
There we
business
go.
model isn't that great. If you start your own restaurant, I will help you run it. He then goes off on vacation.
Average
with his
burrito to
family,
me.
and by the time he comes back,
4
Tom
inches is
Fortner
below
has
average, I'll
already
have you
bought the
know.
real estate and comes to Rogers and is like, cool, what's the
Are we
business
talking about
we're starting?
burritos anymore?
Where's Pancake's house? What?
That's
We
huge.
stop at Pancake's house.
And within the span of like 6 months, the very first of what is now the legendary restaurant chain of Waffle House opens. And Waffle House is legendary, probably for all the wrong
Very
reasons.
below
I mean,
average.
even if you've never been to a Waffle House, you've heard about Waffle House because, well, I mean, Kid Rock got in a fight there. You've got Haley Booth, the viral Waffle House cook.
Yeah, all
known
I
as the
know
last
about
airbender.
this is all I know about Waffle House. These clips that they're showing of like people crashing out and like fighting in Waffle Houses. That's all I know.
There's entire subreddits and YouTube channels almost exclusively dedicated to all the fights that break out at Waffle House. I remember the first time I went to a Waffle House, I stretched first, I grabbed a GoPro, I was ready to yell World Star, Nothing exciting happened. I just had delicious breakfast at like 3 o'clock in the morning, which is probably 99% of people's experiences because despite all of the negative PR, Waffle House makes a ton of money and has an incredible business model. Okay, Waffle House had about $1.4 billion in revenue last year, which is about $650,000 per location.
That's why we
And
named
when
the
you take
fighting
into
game channel that.
consideration
That's
each
funny.
Waffle House is absolutely tiny. That's really impressive. Out of their 2,100 tiny Waffle House locations, their yearly stats are 58 million
Apparently they have
cups
good
of
food, but it's
coffee,
crazy over there.
124 million waffles.
Have you been to one before, Ghost
153
Fishy?
million servings of hash browns, 272 million eggs, which is about 2% of all the eggs consumed in the United States of
Damn.
America, and
2% of the eggs in
million
America.
strips of bacon. Yes, I did the math. That is about 8,000 miles worth of bacon.
I worry what you just heard was
Why do Americans specifically always measure things in miles? Like, or like weird food analogies, like that bacon could wrap around the sun 3 times. You know what I mean? Like, why do they always make those odd comparisons?
give me a lot of bacon and eggs. What I said was, give me all the bacon and eggs you have.
So Waffle House is obviously doing something right. What exactly are they doing? Well, it all comes down to their
I
business
wanna make it
model
out of a
and their
restaurant
branding.
alive.
Now, with the Waffle House branding,
Fair enough.
all the negative PR about fights always breaking out at Waffle House, in a way, has actually helped them out a ton because Waffle House, by and large, is pretty much a regional chain. It's primarily down in the South. Yet, Waffle House has become a household name pretty much everywhere in America. You could have never even seen a Waffle House, and you already know Waffle House is open 365 days a year, 24 hours a day, and they serve breakfast. Why do you know they serve breakfast? Because their name is fucking Waffle House. I mean, look at this sign. You're driving down the road, you see that, you know everything you need to know.
Because they need to
sell
use their whack-ass
breakfast.
measuring
The
system
end.
so they can
Do
have
that with
any
another
reason to not
breakfast
use
place. If
metric.
you're not from there and you don't know what a Denny's or a Perkins
Apparently
or an
blood was
IHOP
everywhere
is,
and they
you
still
have
opened
no
that day.
idea.
There was a
It's just
massacre in the other-
restaurant, maybe
in a-
Waffle House. They're
At
selling
a Waffle House?
which
Really?
means there's like a 99% chance they sell other breakfast food. Fucking sold. I'm in. So already, the branding is absolutely incredible, but here's the true genius of it. Why did they call it Waffle House? Why didn't they call it Breakfast House or Bacon House or Hash Brown House? It's because waffles had the highest profit margin. I cannot stress to you enough how absolutely
Okay,
genius.
chat, I need to hear it now. Waffles or pancakes? Waffles or pancakes? Sound off.
Yes, that is, right? Because you don't need to
I
sell
prefer
breakfast,
pancakes.
all right? Everybody's already in on breakfast, okay? I could
Don't
be
sue me.
blackout drunk at 4 in the morning, and you can
Both?
ask
You
me,
have to pick
"Hey,
one.
do you want
Pancakes, easy.
breakfast?"
French
I'm
toast
coming
isn't
up
an
like the
option, Immortal.
Undertaker every single
Waffles
time.
or
And then, you know,
pancakes?
the only thing open right now is Waffle House, okay? I was already sold on breakfast from the get-go, but
Apparently
because
2 gangs
Waffle
opened
House is
opened
where
fire
we're
on
going,
each
guess
other?
what I'm getting? A motherfucking
Well,
waffle,
shit.
and they're making more money. It makes sense that Tom Faulkner was a counterintelligence officer because the man literally said 2 words and has
Not
already
one person said waffle
subconsciously
so far.
tricked you into ordering the most expensive thing on the menu that makes him the most money. So the branding of Waffle House is both simple and brilliant, and the rest of the business model matches that to a T. Okay, all Waffle Houses are like virtually identical. They're very small. They only seat like 30 people, and you can actually see the cook making you your food. Now, at a glance, you're just like, oh, they're just going for that like 1950s drive-through type of a vibe, which they are, but there's way more to it than that. Because the restaurant is so small, the kitchen never has the opportunity
Savory
to get
pancakes,
bogged
aka not
down,
breakfast
meaning
food.
that
You can
they're
have
moving
savory
tables
pancakes for
very, very
breakfast.
quickly. So instead of having one kitchen and 100 customers, you've got one kitchen and 30 customers, and you can just turn those tables over 3 times faster, which pretty much guarantees that every customer is going to get exactly what they wanted. Okay, they're not going in there.
I've
for
never had a bad
5-star
experience at
dining.
those
They're going
Waffle
in there
Houses,
because
though.
They're hungry and they want
Well, that's
breakfast,
good.
and now they're gonna
Hopefully
get
you
breakfast
continue to have
really
good
quick in a
experiences
small
at restaurants
setting
that you go
doesn't
to,
feel like a packed
and no fights
restaurant
break
where
out,
they
you
have to
know?
wait in line to be
That was a
seated. And I
lot
was
of butter
thinking,
that guy
what if
put on
one
that
Waffle
pancake
House
or
would feel
waffle.
like a packed
Holy shit! Look at this. The syrup is making a pool of the butter. Holy
restaurant where they have to wait in
holy
line to be
shit!
seated. And I
That
was
guy's
thinking,
asking
what
for
if one
diabetes.
Waffle House just reaches its maximum capacity, right? What if it's just completely full with a line out the door, 24/7?
Also, guys, I
every
know
day
you're wondering. Yes, I inspected the beard. It's pretty well
of the
groomed.
year.
It's pretty well groomed. I approve.
Waffle House surely would build a bigger Waffle House, right? No, we're gonna take the same parking
Wait a
lot.
minute. Wait a minute.
House surely would build a
Hold on. We gotta up the quality. 1080p.
bigger Waffle House, right? No, no.
He does. He has some pieces hanging over his lips.
Take the same parking lot and
He has some hanging over his lips. Actually, I take it back. Minus some points.
right next to that first Waffle House, we're gonna build a second.
What's the
fucking
lore with you and
Waffle
beards?
House,
I
okay?
just
The
like
plan is
beards.
working, and if it's not broke, don't fix it. Which is one of those things that seems dumb, but is actually brilliant. So
Hell yeah,
obviously,
baby, give
speed
it to
is
me.
key this business model, and they've done themselves a big favor with their menu because their menu is.
Thank you for the cherry syrup on my
overwhelmingly
waffle,
simple,
sir.
okay?
That's
It's
blood.
literally
Apparently we
one
missed some on the
side
ceiling
of
last
one
night.
piece of
Oh
paper.
no.
Okay, the entire menu is comprised of like 10 things. They have waffles, sausage,
I want
bacon,
breakfast
ham,
food.
eggs, toast, biscuits, gravy, butter, and syrup. Guess how many flavors of syrup they have? 1. It's fucking syrup flavored syrup. The entire menu is simple, exactly
Very
how it's
simple.
supposed to be. Oh, sorry, they have hash browns too. Sorry, 11 things, not 10. Anyway.
Sorry. I have to say, I like the variety that, like, say, IHOP has. You know, they have different flavors of things, different seasonal pancakes, and, like, it's not just plain pancakes, plain waffles, and butter. You know what I mean? Like, do you guys prefer variety? I feel like I value the variety options. IHOP good, underrated. IHOP is so good.
Moving on. Another reason they do so good is they actually might be the best fast food chain when it comes to taking care of their employees. They pay them higher than average, they have super flexible schedules, and they're one of, if not the only fast food chain that actually offers all their employees
The only restaurant in my area
healthcare
that's
and
actually
dental
open
insurance.
24/7.
And I know
Fucking
what you're thinking, you're
IHOP,
like,
man.
okay,
It's
but
so
really,
good,
how
right?
good are they actually treating the Waffle House employees? I got the one stat that's everything you need to know, okay? Waffle House treats their employees so well that employees are willing to commute into a natural disaster to work at a different Waffle House when the occasion arises. Yeah, Waffle House is open 24 hours a day, 360.
Oh, they're open 24 hours?
And they fucking mean it, okay? Whenever there's like a hurricane coming or some type of impending natural disaster, Waffle House organizes what they call a jump team, a bunch of Waffle House employees from a different region that's going to be unaffected because they know that their local employees are going to be busy taking care of their own family and their own houses during a hurricane. So they bring in teams from outside the region to work inside of a natural fucking disaster, and they're willing to do it.
I never said
God
thank you.
damn.
And you'll never have to.
Okay, McDonald's can barely get their employees to show up on
Every
a
single
good
Waffle House
day,
employee
and
I've known
Waffle
hates
House
working
has
at that
employees
place. Yeah, I would
volunteering to
imagine.
commute into a fucking hurricane to make breakfast. And this is the most impressive part of the business because Waffle House has the best logistics and preparedness of any company I've ever seen ever. The only entity that beats them in logistical capacity is the United States military. Waffle House is literally ready for absolutely anything. Every single Waffle House has the
People started a
playbook
petition
inside
to
of it
get
that
Waffle House
details
as a
exactly
stage in
how the
Tekken fucking ate.
staff is supposed to handle
But I don't think they wanted to. Oh, that's a shame. That's a missed opportunity right
has
there.
the playbook inside of it that details exactly how the staff is supposed to handle literally any type of emergency or situation that could possibly arise. And if for some reason the situation comes across that isn't in that playbook, after it happens, they immediately add it to the playbook. It covers tornadoes, hurricanes, floods, a hole in the roof from a branch falling, a car driving into the restaurant. You can drive a car into Waffle House and they're still planning on staying open. The playbook even has detailed plans for every type of disaster for what the local employees, while they're not working, should go home and do to make sure that their house and their family are safe as well. Every single Waffle House has a backup generator. The stovetop, it runs on propane and they have a bunch of extra propane tanks.
I feel like a lot of places have like a backup protocol. No, is Waffle House really just like this in depth, like compared to other restaurants?
On hand. Flashlights, candles, batteries, backup water.
Like
They
other
have a
restaurants just
special
aren't prepared for natural disasters?
menu of what they're able to serve.
I
when
don't
the
know. I'm
water is
calling
out and
cap.
they're running on reserve water. When a Waffle House location
Restaurants
is
and
gonna be
fast
in a
food? I don't think
disaster
so.
area, that Waffle
They
House
just shut
stocks
down?
up
I
on
see,
extra
I see.
food, and then all of the neighboring locations in the unaffected area also
This explains why those Waffle Houses stayed open after everything that's happened there. Oh no.
stock up and stage food there to get them
They're
more
dedicated,
food when
Slaw.
they need it. If Waffle House is a standing
Gotta
structure,
respect it.
those motherfuckers are serving breakfast come hell or high water.
I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving. I'm not fucking leaving!
Waffle House is so good at
Many
this
Waffle
that
Houses
FEMA
pays this guy,
uses
right?
them to
Right?
gauge
I'm
how
feeling
bad
like
natural
they're
disasters
glazing the
really are.
Waffle
Yes,
House here.
FEMA, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, literally uses the Waffle House Index to gauge how bad a disaster is. Okay, green, Waffle House is running as normal. Yellow, Waffle House is using the backup generator or having to use an altered menu. Red, Waffle House is closed. People are probably already fucking dead by that point. Waffle House is literally the Terminator of the fast food industry, okay? The fact that the federal
One time the
government,
water in the
probably
area
most
near the restaurant I
powerful
worked at got
entity on the
contaminated and we
planet
closed before we
maybe
opened.
ever,
Waffle House was
looks
still
at a
open.
chain of
Oh
restaurants
no.
and is
Oh
like, "Man,
no.
If Waffle House is closed, we need to mobilize the National Guard is fucking crazy. Now, maybe you guys are thinking the same thing I was at this point in my research, and I'm like, man, I need to invest in this company. I need to see if I can open up my own Waffle House franchise. This company's awesome. And this is where the bad news comes in. I mean, technically you can franchise a Waffle House, but most of us probably can't. The company is
You know what does bother me though is how dry his lips are. You know, the beard being over the lips is like, you know, it's not too bad in this case, but the lips are very, very dry.
owned. It's not on the stock market. It's still owned by the families of the original two founders.
Just staring
and while
at
they
them.
do allow franchises, they are super picky about who they let buy in to have a franchise.
Were they
and
making waffles
make
in
it
hazard
very,
suits,
very
right? You would
expensive
think
to
so?
buy in to make sure this is actually what you want. And while that is unfortunate, I think it's actually kind of awesome. It's a company
He's
that
not gonna
actually has
kiss you,
morals
don't
and
worry.
cares about their image more than they care about next
Good.
quarter's
I think he has a
profits, okay? It's
wife, no?
company that has committed themselves to
Ooh.
making breakfast under
was
any
that?
circumstances.
What was this?
Company that actually has morals and while that is they mention breakfast care about next quarter's profits, okay? It's a company
What is this? It's boiling over.
that has committed themselves to making breakfast under any
What is that
circumstances, and
process?
they're gonna see that through till the very end, even though they could
Hey,
probably
got
make
modded,
way more money by just
gonna
selling
kiss you.
franchises and letting whoever
Like
the
it was a
fuck they
threat
want
or
the
something,
Waffle
a
House.
threat
And now
of
for the
harassment,
family
like you're
campaign,
gonna
Joe
kiss
and
me.
Tom worked together as best friends for 62 years to build Waffle House into what it is today. They both passed away at the ages of 97.
Waffle houses
and
are
98.
has a special menu for not having water, Ari. They aren't making food with bad water. Oh, okay.
And now Waffle House
Damn, they
and their
prepare for
legacy
anything.
lives on as that company is still being operated by their kids, and that is the American dream. Get together with one of your best
Kiss.
friends, pick a goal, even if it's something as simple as serving breakfast to people.
Yeah, that
and
ain't
never
ever gonna
let
happen.
anything get in between you and achieving your goal. Even hurricanes and floods and natural disasters, apparently. Work with your best buddy.
Gonna suck
for
all the air out of your
62
lungs. No
years
mod.
straight, and then die together and hand it off to your kids. In conclusion, Waffle House is the most American company ever, and that's why I love it. Thank you for watching. Best way to support the channel is go buy some merch over at thefatelectrician.com. Quack bang out.